Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. I am so excited to have these two amazing human beings on the show. Gina Duncan has been on the show before, and Vinnie Silber is with us. Gina is the CEO and president of the Pride Chamber. Vinnie is the director of membership and events. They're both dear friends of mine. They do so much good in our community, awareness, advocacy, do so many great things for the businesses within the Pride Chamber. And I'm just so honored to have you both on the show. Welcome. How's everybody doing today?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we're doing great. Thanks so much. It's good to be back with you, Ted.
I am excited to have you back. Vinnie, we get to see your pretty face too. We're very excited to talk about all things Pride Chamber. If you all don't know about the Pride Chamber, we're going to educate you today, talk about what the Pride Chamber does, talk about the events that are coming up, all of the amazing ways that the Pride Chamber touches the LGBTQ plus community and the community at large. And so before we get into that, I told you before we went live that it's so important for everybody to get to know a little bit about you. And of course, we will start with the one and only Gina Duncan. Gina, tell them a little bit about you and how you got to the Pride Chamber.
Thanks, Ted. Well, it's been quite a journey, and this is actually my second stint leading this amazing organization. I came out and became involved with the community in 2006 when I transitioned from male to female. I am an out, proud transgender woman, and very proud to be involved with this amazing community in Central Florida. I originally worked with the HRT, Human Rights Campaign, HRC. And then I ran for county commissioner, didn't win that, became involved with, at the time, the Metropolitan Business Association, which is now the Pride Chamber, was president in 2010 to 2012, working with amazing folks. We had come out with Pride under our menu at that time. The MBA founded and started Come Out with Pride, which is now one of the largest, Pride festivals in the country. So proud to have kind of launched that, and then got involved with Equality Florida as a statewide manager. I was the transgender cultural competency trainer for 10 years, and then had the good fortune to come back to the chamber last year. It's been a little over a year now, and rejoin the chamber as their CEO and president.
Well, we're happy you're back. Of course, I was a member when it was MBA, and for those of you who don't know the history on that, it had to be MBA, and it's so wonderful to not have to have some secretive code for things, and we can actually stay the Pride Chamber and understand what we're talking about. So we're happy to have you at the helm, Gina, and happy to have you back on the show. And now we have Vinnie Silber. Vinnie is an amazing realtor in town. He does a lot of great stuff, but he also is the director of membership and events at the Pride Chamber. Welcome, Vinnie. Tell us about you and your journey to the Pride Chamber.
Yeah, thank you for having us. As you said, my husband and I are realtors, and we wanted to kind of get ourselves known within the community, and did a little Google search and wound up finding the Pride Chamber, joined as members. And it was like months. Somebody said, "Hey, we need help with our gala." And they couldn't even finish the sentence. I jumped in 2 feet and said, "I'm there, I'm doing it." And shortly later, signed on as a contractor, independent contractor, and eventually started a couple months later as the director of membership and events full time.
And you all have made a splash. What I love about the Pride Chamber is that it's out, and we don't have to be secretive, which we talked about before, even though we live in a very contentious and interesting world. As an ally, and of course you all as members of the community. But the Pride Chamber does so much, and I think people don't realize the impact and the amount of advocacy and the amount of opportunity that you provide. So talk a little bit about the Pride Chamber and the membership. Who joins? Who's who's welcome to join? What kind of businesses join? How does that all work?
Yeah, it's open to anybody and everybody. You know, we're not exclusive LGBTQ plus. It's LGBTQ plus and allies. So you can be a supporter. You can be, you know, somebody who's just in the community who wants to do the right thing and wants to support the right people, and can join the chamber. In addition to, if you're an LGBTQ owned business, you can join. So we're all inclusive.
You are. Oh, go ahead, Gina. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think it's important to note, and you touched on it, that we are a full-fledged Chamber of Commerce. We bring, you know, resources, community, information, connectivity to the LGBTQ business community, large and small. Large corporations are part of our chamber. Small entrepreneurs are part of the chamber. And we have an amazing staff that Vinnie leads, that we are always busy. Every week we have an event somewhere going on. We have a mixer. We have some kind of committee working, so that we're always working to ensure that our members have a value added, and that not only are they growing their business, but they're making connections and really friendships that last a lifetime.
I agree. And because I've been involved on and off since it was MBA, Nate Carrick was president and kind of got me involved. I didn't know anything about it. It has become a safe place, which I think is super important, especially in this day and age that we live in. I'm currently the president of the LGBTQ plus Real Estate Alliance. And what I love about anything that is LGBTQ is creating that safe space, safe business space, but also safe space to go, which you all have an entire program that identifies businesses that are safe. And it's an unfortunate and interesting time that we live in when you're in the LGBTQ plus community because of that and many other things. So you're still trying to thrive as a business in a world where DE&I and diversity has become almost outlawed in an interesting way. And I don't want to get political, but I want people who are listening, who are in the community or who are allies of the community, to understand that the Pride Chamber does so much. There are so many events and so much advocacy that goes on because of Gina and Vinnie and their team. So let's talk about events. You have events, you have committees, you have ways for people to get involved. You have so much going on. So give us kind of an eye look and a bird's eye view of what's going on.
Sure. Yeah. You know, we do a lot of events, but our, you know, but our, you know, one of our most popular ones that we do is our monthly business connect every month, the first Wednesday of every month. It's hosted by our members, either at our member location if they're large enough, or we host it at our chamber if they're not. It's a great group of people. We have anywhere between 60 to 80 people that come each month. And the biggest thing that we're hearing back from our members, and we really tried to organize all our events this way, is that they didn't want a strict, stuffy, programmed event. They wanted to come. They just want to come. They want to see their friends who they haven't seen in a month, reconnect, do business, because what they were telling us is we don't want to refer them to someone or someone to them if they don't know them. So they want to be able to become friends first and then be able to build that business relationship. So we really tried to use that framework for all of our events. So that's really, you know, how we incorporated it into our monthly business connects. They're a blast. Our one tomorrow night is at the Renaissance Theater. We're super excited about that. So if anybody out there who's listening wants to come try one, just give me a call. You can be my guest. You can check it out. We do quarterly membership breakfasts, another way for our members and specifically our new members to get together and network, hear from Gina on upcoming programming and events. We always have a guest speaker. We just had at our last one, it was amazing. 4 of our legacy members spoke, and our legacy members are our longtime 10+ year members. And they got up and spoke about why they've been participating in the chamber for so long. And there was tears in the eyes of people sitting in the audience. And it was really an amazing experience. We have 2 quarterly luncheons. We do a State of the Chamber. Gina, our president, stands up there like the president of the United States and the State of the Union, where we are.
I love that. I've seen her do that. It's amazing.
Yeah. And then our Pride and Philanthropy luncheon. We do 2 huge events each year. One coming up at the end of September, which is our Pride in Business Awards and Gala. And that is just our way to give back to not only our chamber members, but community businesses and leaders and nonprofits. And the community nominates, these businesses and individuals for these awards. And it's our way to give back to them and acknowledge their amazing work they've done all year at a sit-down dinner. So that's our awards part. And then our gala, we have live music and dancing for the rest of the night. So again, networking and enjoying each other and having fun. The other big thing that we do each year for our foundation is our golf tournament. We were the largest LGBTQ golf tournament in the country last year. We just had it at the end of May this year, and it was a blast. It was just as large, so fingers crossed we get that recognition again. But then all of our rest of our events are really kind of from our programming, which I'll have Gina talk about, with continuing ed classes and things like that. But I'll let Gina kind of talk about all of those because they relate to her programming and stuff like that. But those are kind of our consistent events that we do throughout the year.
Amazing. So much. All right, Gina, take it away.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Vinnie, for the tee up. One of the things that we wanted to do when I had the amazing opportunity to come back to the chamber was we wanted to ensure that we brought maximum value to our membership. And we could only do that by having top of the line quality programming that brought resources, information, connectivity to all of our members. And so we immediately started on a very aggressive program of filling out a full menu of programming for our members. And those now include programming that we've developed, as well as programming that was actually started under my previous administration back in 2010 that we have, with staff's help and an amazing board, we've breathed life back into these programs and really taken them to the next level. I'd be remiss if I didn't start with our red groups. One of our pillars of the MBA and the Pride Chamber for decades, our referral exchange development red groups have been a hallmark of the organization. They are 4 different referral exclusive groups across the Orlando Metro, North, South, Central, and East. And as of last year, as an example, they referred over $6 million in referral business to each other within the red programming area. So hugely successful, fun, connectivity, networking, all that kind of stuff. And at the same time, you're growing your business and growing your friendships. We also have long been, and this has kind of been in the news, but we've long been involved and actually launched the LGBTBE program, Minority Certification Program, with the city of Orlando back in 2010. We work with the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, the NGLCC, who assists in providing the platform and helping us get our small business, our BEs, business enterprises, certified so that they're eligible to get contracts from major corporations, local government, things like that. As we've seen, this kind of intersects into the advocacy piece and our GovEd committee, in that part of our work is we want to ensure that we keep our members informed about what's going on with state and local and even federal policy that impacts our mantra of equality through economics. So we have a committee that meets monthly to ensure that we're getting current information in a very fast-moving environment in the political world these days, but also to directly be involved with what's going on with any kind of policy that impacts the business community. We've recently seen where the county and city have decided to dissolve their LGBT or their women and minority business platforms in fear of retribution from federal executive orders and things like that. They have both opted to develop a minority business platform, which is fine, but they say that it is race and gender neutral. So it's similar to what colleges have kind of started doing when they became under fire from the state government in reference to, woke programming and woke classes and things like that. They renamed them. And so we're seeing the city and the county have kind of taken the same route in reference to, okay, we're going to do a small business initiative instead of the women and minority owned business platform that was really more diverse in its approach and that our membership tapped into to be able to grow their business.
I mean, it's a lot, but it's needed. The Pride Chamber, in my opinion, is again a safe place, and I don't know how else to stress that. It's very, very important. It's a place where people can feel safe about growing their business, talking about whatever it is that they want to talk about, can be in an organization where there's not a fear of retribution or a fear of ostracization. Wow, is that a word, Ted? We're going to figure it out. But you know what I mean. It is a beautiful thing that you all provide. And I know from talking to and being involved in the past and being involved now, talking to businesses who are involved, it is the place where they do so much business. The value outside of advocacy, personal advocacy, LGBTQ plus advocacy, it's a place where people really do business. Like Gina had mentioned, the Red Group, $6 million exchanged in business between them. That's a big deal. So one thing that I want to encourage people, and allies too, one of the things that I'm a big proponent of is there are so many allies out there that don't understand how impactful it can be, not just for them as a business owner, but for the other businesses in the chamber, for you to get involved and show your support and be an active member as an ally. And so it has been such a blessing for me to be part of everything that you guys do and to be friends with you all, because I see that in business, you're also sort of doing your advocacy at the same time. And so to show the support and show that you as an ally have your business as a member of the Pride Chamber, I think is super important. So if you are an ally in heart and soul, you should absolutely join the Pride Chamber and show your
there
support.
are
So
allies.
tell me as we wrap up. Yeah.
No,
so tell me as we wrap up, we have a big gala, right?
Yeah. We have our Pride in Business Awards and Gala.
We'll talk about that one more time. So and I know we're a little delayed, so I apologize, Vinnie. Tell us a little more about that as we start to wrap up.
Yeah, our Pride in Business Awards and Gala is coming up on Saturday, September 27th. We're going to have it at the Hyatt Regency at Orlando International Airport. We have a VIP reception from 6 to 7, and then from 7 to 11 is our Pride in Business Awards and Gala. As I said, tickets are on sale now. We're still at early bird pricing. So if you're interested in getting tickets to that, they are still open. We still have sponsorship spots available. So if you want one of the big things we like to do is a business who does sponsorship for any one of our events, we want to show our appreciation to them as much as we can. So we try to give them as much marketing as possible. So when you do, interested in, sponsoring one of our events like our gala, know that we're going to try to give you as much opportunity to be seen and heard. So you get a little bit of that ROI back. But it's a great night. The theme is celebration of resilience, kind of based on Les Mis. We have the Opera Orlando is going to be performing, and Orlando Gay Chorus. Every year we have, somebody coming in. Orlando Ballet has come in, Hamburger Mary's last year. So it's just going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good food, drinking, dancing afterwards, celebrating each other, amazing silent auction. So visit thepridechamber.org and go under our events tab, and you'll find a whole page dedicated to our gala.
I am honored always to have you guys on. I'm honored to be your friend. I believe that the work that the Pride Chamber does is so absolutely important, more important now, in my opinion, than ever. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want you all to get involved. Go to thepridechamber.org. Gina and Vinnie would love to talk to you, would love to talk about all of the things that they do. Would love for you to ask them questions. And we're going to be launching a Pride Chamber regular series here on the TED Show, so stay tuned for that. But I want to give a public shout out to how amazing I absolutely, from my heart, believe both of you are, and the work that the Pride Chamber and your team does is just so invaluable now more than ever. So thank you, Gina. Thank you, Vinnie. Go to thepridechamber.org. Get involved. If you're a business, learn more, join the chamber and support. Become an advocate, become a business that's involved, and really give back to your community. Thank you guys so much. You all get involved, please. They're amazing. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank
See
you,
you
Ted,
soon.
so much.
Bye, everybody.